15 minutes in front of the top of the hour on this 24th day of the month of March. God. So Kim Jong-un in North Korea.
That's where they keep him.
Yeah, that's where he needs to be kept.
That's where he needs to be kept, yes.
He's feeling a little left out.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world's talking about, Ukraine. And so he launched a long-range rocket, an ICBM.
Yeah.
Didn't do much of anything. It got somebody from the Pentagon to go, hey, y'all
cut it out.
Can you knock this off, please? Right. You're wasting everybody's time with this. And apparently, all you hear from them is Russia, Russia, Russia. Like it's like one of the Brady kids.
Yeah, right.
Russia, Russia, Russia.
I can hear him now.
Yes,
because that's just the way. That's what he is. He's just a little man in a little box.
Yes,
with nothing. Everything he got from China.
Mm-hmm.
He's not building anything really. I mean, come on. What does he have?
There's nothing happening there
that we're aware of.
Well, no, I mean nothing good though.
No. Have you ever seen the pictures that are taken from the space station when they fly over the place at night? When they fly over North Korea at night, the aerials. You see all the lights from all the cities and stuff, and there's a black hole, and that's North Korea.
Really?
Yeah. They don't have the lights are turned off over there. Utilities are high.
Pay the bill?
Yeah, it's MLGW, I guess.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. They're paying for the freeze.
I guess so. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Yeah, it's. I'm eminently fascinated by documentaries that you'll see of people. And these are legit documentaries, of course, of people that have Americans that have gone to North Korea.
Yeah.
And there is a tourism thing for it.
There is.
It's odd, complicated.
I don't think I'd go.
A lot of British folk like to go over there.
Yeah, man.
And these are adventurous types, of course.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be.
And they check your phones, they check your cameras and stuff, and invariably, you've got these tourists that are bringing out of there the cards, the cards you take in your camera, the flash cards, whatever, SD chips. That's it.
Yeah,
and they're able to smuggle those out, and on that is where
videos and photos,
and stuff.
yeah.
Because when you go there, you are assigned a tour guide, and that person shows you what they want you to see, and they have an itinerary for you. They take you to this hotel, and invariably as well, you're like the only person staying in this hotel.
Yeah.
It's a 30-story hotel, and you're like one dude hanging out in there. And they knock on your door for breakfast in the morning, and that guide walks you down to the quote-unquote dining room. And it's set for like 70 people, but like it's just you and maybe your friend.
Right.
You said the food's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then there's all these people standing around this hotel, and they're like, it's like the Stepford Wives. They all just kind of stand there and stare at you, and they all look the same.
Well, I've seen videos, not official documentaries, but just people that have been over there. Mm-hmm. They have to sneak cameras. Mm-hmm. And he was in a department store.
Yeah.
And he walked in, there's music playing. That's like any other department store you would see.
Sure.
Everything on the shelf was perfectly lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. There was nobody shopping.
That's correct. That's the weird part.
Nobody.
But there's a clerk standing there.
There were a couple of clerks.
And they're all smiling.
And they're just, And came over and asked what they could help him find. And
one of the things they do as well is they take you to... This is if you're in Pyongyang, which is typically where you go. It's the capital of North Korea. And outside the big government building where they keep Funyun is the big statue of the three generations, right?
Right.
There's the grandfather, the father, and little Kim.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to go there and you have to lay flowers at this thing. And it's a daily thing.
What?
There's people that are there all the time, and they're some citizenry or some of the military or the police or whatever. And if you're the tourist and they take you there, you have to walk by this like a kiosk type thing, and you buy this bundle of flowers. And it's like a quarter, and you walk over there, and you're supposed to lay it at the monument to these guys. No, it's really weird, and they will take them to these schools where you get to see these kids. This is like a high school type of thing. You get to see, or younger, maybe junior high, and you're seeing these kids, and they're putting on these rah-rah dances and stuff, and it's all pro-government. And,
Right. That's eerie.
And then your guide, of course, is trained in English, so they will translate for you what's going on. They're telling you what's going on. And then they put you on a bus, and away you go.
Yeah.
And you go down these massive highways, and you're the only thing on it.
Mm-hmm. Seems really surreal. Every video I've seen that came out of there seems surreal.
It's as though it was on another planet.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
It doesn't seem very, like, what is this? Is this like a really messed up Disney? What is this?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
They won't take you into the villages where, the populace lives, where the farmers are. Their job as farmers is to feed the military.
Right.
And apparently that's not going well either, because those guys are all skinny.
Yeah. They're little bitty guys.
And they have to provide for these folks. And then now there's a channel on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but it's what happens when you get the occasional North Korean defector and they wind up in the United States. And they sit down and they talk about, all right, you've been here for about a month. What are your impressions of the United States? And they'll say, I don't do impressions, but I can tell you what I saw. Cheap joke, I know. They are fascinated by how the conflict between what they are told about America,
right,
versus the way it really is.
It really is, yeah.
And they are taught that America spends all of its time worrying about North Korea.
Right.
That North Korea is going to do us in and all this other stuff. That's what it's easy pickings. And so when you get here and you find out that nobody really cares about North Korea. They don't. They're fascinated by it, like you and I are talking about. But that's about it.
But and I was taught, if you're worried about what people are thinking about you and talking about you on the street, don't worry, they're not.
They're not.
Same thing here.
Now it's even.
We're not even concerned.
Most people are staring into their phones. Looking at their own selfies, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like that. And they get here and they say, wow, I never realized how much coffee you people had for sale here.
Oh, yeah.
One of the more interesting theories that part of a bit we talked about before was if the South Koreans wanted to go ahead and take over North Korea, all they had to do was just along the DMZ, the demilitarized zone.
Yeah,
they should just build up restaurant
with fans
blow
it north.
Blow it all north.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I smell Korean barbecue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from?
Oh, is that kimchi? What is it? Oh my God, those are ribs. I'm hungry. Yeah. Meanwhile, Funyun's over there going, Russia, Russia, Russia.
That's what he's doing.
Exactly that's what he's doing. And then he goes, I'll show them. I'll shoot a rocket. I'll bomb the Sea of Japan one more time. That'll show them.
The sea's going, what the fuck, man?
There's probably more junk in there.
From him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From him. That's exactly. And meanwhile, the Japanese are going, you mind if I'm not doing that, please?
I don't understand. He does it just for the attention.
Of course he does.
I don't think he ever really intends on doing anything.
Because he can't.
He can't, right.
He doesn't have the tech to pull it off.
But he wants to look as though he can.
He says constantly that he can hit the mainland of the United States with these rockets.
Right.
And apparently there's people in the Pentagon that go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
It's doubtful.
You might could hit that last island on the Aleutian chain, maybe.
Yeah.
Where there's nobody.
Right. Where there's nobody there.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't think they've got the technology.
I don't think they do either. I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is funny. Another thing that's happening over here in the States is the Freedom Convoy.
Oh, that thing. That's still that's still going on?
No, it's kind of wrapped up now. There was a protester who joined it. Now, this was the Canadian version of it. Protester had joined the so-called Freedom Convoy, which occupied downtown Ottawa for much of the month of February. Now has regrets.
Uh-oh.
He is now not happy about it. He said that he lost $13,000 in Canadian. So in Freedom units, that's like, what, $20? And his home, he lost his home protesting something he never really had a stance on.
Then why did he do it?
Martin Joseph Engelhart. What's his name? Engelhart. Yeah, Engelhart. He spoke with reporters via Zoom from Hope, British Columbia. He says,
God.
I regret going. Engelhart said that he had nothing left after spending his entire life savings on gas and food for the occupiers who disrupted Ottawa's downtown core for more than 3 weeks. I mean, it got to the point there with the Canadian military, not the military, but the police.
The police were telling him, hey, come on now.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Get out.
You got to pack it up there.
You got to pack it up there and, stop off and go get you a cup of coffee and, go somewhere else.
Hit the Tim Hortons on the way and be on your way home.
He said, I started delivering fuel and picking up laundry, everything for the truckers, but he was doing it out of his own pocket. So from January the 20th to February 14th, bank statements provided to these reporters show that Engelhart transferred thousands of dollars and spent thousands more at a gas station near Coventry Road in Ottawa, where he was stationed for the majority of the protest. He was just going to help. Now, Engelhart is currently living out of his SUV. As he said, his landlord kicked him out over his point of view concerning the protest. Now, I think the point being the quote-unquote point of view was didn't pay his rent.
I don't have any money. Wow.
Engelhart said he's unable to access his account because it remains frozen. More than 250 accounts linked to people and businesses involved in that convoy protest were frozen after the Emergencies Act was invoked in Canada. They said,
yep,
you're going to do this.
That's right.
We're not going to put up with this because they were choking up the freeways around there and that main port of entry between the United States and
Canada.
Now, millions of dollars were donated through online crowd fundraisers, but Engelhart said he never saw one single penny of that.
Yeah.
Like he's do this? Now, he admits he never had a stance on mandates. But felt drawn to the movement after he was prevented from visiting a dying friend at a Montreal hospital in June of 2020 because of COVID-19 restrictions. Well, them's the rules there, Daddy-O.
Okay.
After hearing about the convoy to Ottawa, he closed his web development business in January and left his home in Fort McKay, Altoona.
What?
He said, quote, we merged with a convoy around Medicine Hat. I thought that it was a cause that was bigger than me, and I thought it was worth the effort to go. He was looking to, I guess, be a part of something, I guess. Yeah, and there are people that do that, but he didn't have a stance on this whole thing. Completely.
That makes it even more stupid.
Well, on February the 11th, Ontario Premier Doug Ford declared the protest an illegal occupation. It was screwing things up.
Right.
4 days later, Engelhart said he was arrested for delivering fuel to truckers. He was soon released on conditions that he left Ottawa immediately. Get out. Now, his Dodge Caravan was also seized. It remains impounded, and Engelhart says he can't afford the cost to get it back. And he's
I guess he can't reopen his business.
No, with feelings of regret taking over, there's also feelings of contrition. He said, I would like to apologize to the people in Ottawa. I'm sorry. All I wanted was to help people.
Sorry. All I wanted to do was help.
When hearing Engelhart's story, the University of Ottawa law professor João Veloso said that he was not surprised. Veloso conducted his research on the ground in Ottawa during the entirety of the occupation. He was examining the anthropological and sociological aspect of the protest.
All right.
He says this, you may have people that were seeking a sense of community. Everybody was tired of the pandemic, and you see people for the first time in 2 years, I can totally understand that. But there is a cost, he warned. We're talking about people with a lot of resources. They have their trucks, they have some funds, but the vast majority of the protesters were middle class, sometimes low middle class.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, Veloso, also points out that the $300 million class action lawsuit against protesters launched by downtown Ottawa residents and businesses. They're going to recoup that.
Yeah.
Or they're going to attempt to.
Right.
He said it could bankrupt those named in the suit when it comes down to the donations. It's hard to track down where all the money went. So all the crowdfunding went to wherever, but but where is it?
But it's not been dispersed.
No. So they'll go after those folks, I guess, as well. And he says finally, not all the people that were there received the money that some organizers received. We have no idea if there was dark money to that in the sense that other sources of funding, we just don't know.
Man. So somebody may have pocketed some money on this deal.
Well, yeah, it's like, remember the dude that was trying to crowdfund the wall under Trump,
right?
And he wound up getting his ninnies in a ringer because the way it works. Look, if you want to raise something for the federal government, you can't just give it to somebody within the federal government and say, here, build a wall, or here, fix a pothole. It doesn't work that way. It goes into a general fund, and they do with it whatever it is that they want to.
Right.
But apparently the guy that was running this crowdfund thing for the wall pocketed like $14 million, $15 million bucks.
Really?
Yeah, and so he got sued over that.
Wow. How much did he raise?
About 14, 15 million bucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And the people that gave that money are the ones that are suing him.
Yeah. Well, they should.
They should.
Because he's a shyster.
In chaos, there is profit. Even there.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that works.
Oh, man. Crowdfunding and just pocketing it.
Well, that's what I think. What's kind of what happened here with the Freedom Convoy.
Yeah.
And it really did nothing. The timing of it is what screwed them up because right at the same time, Putin decided that he'd wanted to go hang out in Ukraine.
Right. And he was waiting for the Olympics to finish, though.
He was waiting for the Russian hockey team to win a medal.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I don't think they did. They didn't win the gold. I know that they got beat.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
They may have gotten silver or bronze. I'm not sure. Whatever.